Now that's a big, broad idea that they're going to be able to have all this entertainment in there. And Andy, as you said, it's like ultimately it is about the games, or at least for people like us. The thing that happens then is we've got other entrants in there. Who knows what Apple's going to do? Or what other folks are going to do in the living room? I mean, Andy, is there how much do you think this entertainment sort of concept, or this broader multimedia concept, how is that going to change
Well, I mean,
the next generation race?
I mean, I think we'd all appreciate it, a little DVR functionality from our units. I mean, like, because, and the replacement of cable boxes that are actually, a lot of them are pretty old and just not that good. I mean, there's an opportunity, I agree, for these to really turn your TV into a new experience, that you can quickly move between watching football, playing a quick game, going back to, talking to grandma. You can switch to those things, and I think both boxes are very capable of it. And that would be the thing for me, is that I actually look at that as an opportunity for gamers or for game systems to actually grow. You know what I mean? I think there is going to be a vacuum created from the Wii U going down. I don't know how the Wii U fixes that. I can't rebrand, and they're going to need some kind of super software that just amazes a nation and turns it into the next pet rock kind of thing that everyone has to have. And I doubt that's going to happen to them again. I mean, after what happened last time. But the addition of people seeing what they can do with the TV, they talk about, like, even on the iPad or in the App Store, 64%, 66% of the sales, they say, are from games. You know what I mean? People are using these things to game. And if you show someone in a living room, where obviously people still spend a lot of time in their living room, even if they're using their phones in the living room, there is an opportunity to make that experience very compelling. And I think that's something that people outside normal gamers, especially like PlayStation 3, number one, Netflix.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I would have guessed, Microsoft would have won that. You would think Microsoft would have won that.
The reason I think, though, is that Microsoft's behind the paywall, so it's only Xbox Live Gold.
Very true.
And so it's not every Xbox, and I don't know how many there are, 15 or 17 million Xbox
like
Lives out of 75
they're going to put
million.
another wall in.
Yeah.
Microsoft wants a sub. That's what they did with Microsoft Office. They're going to want to put a sub in that way. They're going to want to have a dollar that's generated that way. Sony, I think, is going a different way, trying to be a little bit more open. It may prove wrong, right? Ultimately, but I think the addition of these new services is going to make your living room experience more like the phone experience that people are enamored with right now.
You think then Microsoft ultimately does pull ahead because they're thinking
I actually think eventually it's going to come down to they're going to both be able to deliver, I think, similar services.
Right.
I think it's really going to be there. Whether one's going to emphasize a different thing, I think they're going to try to have different messaging at the start, which is probably, I don't think starting with gaming is bad. I actually think, because that's the hardcore group that's going to buy it first, and then other people will go, okay, this is cool. Grandma's going to buy it, right? That's who will spin out to.
Once they've gone through the price cuts, it's like, when someone runs up and, they'll spend $500 on their game machine, by the time they convince grandma, it'll probably be $249.
And they designed the boxes this time. We're spending some money on RAM this go, but they're making the boxes economical. They are going to scale, unlike Cell, which did not scale.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that's an opportunity for them to take advantage of that and to get it out to more people. We never experienced $99. I know there's the cheap arcade. We never truly experienced $99 this platform, this generation. I think it's too bad. I think it hurt the entire industry that we didn't do it. But there's that opportunity in the next one. I think there's an opportunity for people to really become re-enamored with that television experience, even with like smart glass or apps that work with your games. There's a multimedia experience that's going to be pretty compelling, I think, in the living room with these next boxes, and I think there's a real chance for them both to move forward. But I think globally, I think PlayStation's got the momentum. Right now, at least to me, and maybe it's just the early announcement, but I feel
we have imperfect information now. But as you said, there's obviously a lot of excitement around PlayStation 4 that they've announced. They've shown some great games. And E3, we'll see what.
You prompted a thought, though. We're 6 years into the PS3, and we're 7 years into the Xbox, and the core Xbox model, the one with a hard drive, has only dropped $100.
Yeah.
You've gotten a lot more, a lot bigger hard drive and built-in Wi-Fi. They've added stuff, but it's only dropped $100. That's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
And so I wonder, when the Xbox 360 drops to $199 and $149.99. How many more of those are they going to sell?
Sell a lot of them.
I think there's this mass market of kind of average household income or below who really wants this thing, but it's just, we make $40,000 and we can't justify a $300 console.
And that'll be the thing that really decimates the Wii U.
It's going to.
I
think it's going to be shocking, right?
Yeah.
And I think everybody who bought a Wii when their kid was 6, now their kid's 12 or 13, of course they're going to get an Xbox 360 or PS3 if it's $149 and they can't afford the new console. So I think you're going to actually see consumers are going to win. I think you're going to see kind of a revival. I just wonder how long the publishers will make software for current gen
360 and
and
PS3.
next gen. Yeah.
And once again, that would point to PlayStation's really important. They've been embracing these indie guys who are making
Right.
games in Unity that
Matters,
are going to be
yeah.
everywhere,
Smaller
right?
ones, yeah.
You know,
That's
that plays that importance.
Jeff, quickly, what's your take on Sony versus Microsoft?
I
How
think
does that play
a
out?
lot of this stuff pivots on software, and there are, the exclusives arrangement is going to start to change a little bit this time around, I think.
Right.
You know, in the past generation, we saw Microsoft going really heavy for exclusive DLC, and Sony's doing that with Destiny this time out. But I would not be shocked to see publishers start to pick sides.
Yep.
And games start to appear exclusively on one console or the other for reasons that I don't necessarily
Special
agree
cameo by Cliffy B, everybody.
with. My shoes.
Hey, brother.
Hi, welcome to the bonus round, Cliff. How we feeling?
Do I have to sign paperwork for this one?
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, good to see you.
That's good. Look at those shoes.
Yeah, I gotta get to an appointment, but
Did you dress him? Love those shoes.
You're wearing a lot of green. Go Xbox.
that's how they find my body if something happens.
Good to see you. All right.
Cheers, Cliff.
Sorry to interrupt you, Jeff.
Wherever he ends up, that's who's going to win. Like I was saying, I think that I don't necessarily agree with how it's going to go,
Right.
but everything I'm hearing about straight up just exclusive games sounds like that the business is changing a little bit this time around, at least in the early going when they're fighting for install base and all
Well,
that
this is the
sort of stuff.
first time they're really going head-to-head, we think, this holiday season, you said, Michael. I mean, we're going to have 2 new boxes. There's not a year separation. So it's going to get scrappy. All right, when we come back in the bonus round, we're going to wrap things up by talking about some other players that may enter the console war.
See all of our shows and game reviews now on the brand new GT app on Xbox Live and the GT Originals iOS app too.